Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and former President Donald Trump has just dropped a bombshell on Mr. Jack Smith, the special prosecutor who's taken it to him in Washington, D.C. and in Miami. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So the former president was actually interviewed by a kind of, I guess she's his frenemy, Megyn Kelly, the former Fox News host. And there was some really hard-hitting questions in this interview. I advise you to go to Megyn Kelly's either Twitter page or YouTube page and watch the whole thing. But there's a particular clip here that I want you to see where Trump basically destroys Jack Smith's case, in my opinion. Now, you're going to have to take a look at it and decide for yourself, but he's asked about the classified documents and why he had them. This is the answer he gave.
Some argue that, criminal or not, you behaved irresponsibly with our national security documents. For example, we've all now heard the audio tape of you, post-presidency, showing third parties some sort of document that you're describing as secret. Allegedly, it was a Department of Defense Mark Milley plan to attack Iran. Now, this was at a meeting right here at Bedminster, where we are now. You later told Bret Baier in an interview that you had no document that day, only newspapers and magazines. But we hear you on the tape. We hear you saying, quote, "Look, this was him. This was the Defense Department and him. It's highly confidential. This is secret. This was done by the military and given to me. As president, I could have declassified it. Now I can't. This is still a secret." Now, why would you describe a newspaper article as highly confidential and still a secret, saying as president you could have declassified it, but now you can't?
Let me just tell you something. Number one, I did nothing wrong because I come under the Presidential Records Act. The fascists who are going after me, and they're not going after Biden, even though he has about 10 times more documents, maybe more than that. He has documents going back 40 years or 50 years. We did nothing wrong. I come under the Presidential Records Act. I'm allowed to have these documents. This was done in 1978, and this was done for exactly this reason. I'm allowed to have these documents. The other side didn't even mention that. They don't even mention the words Presidential Records Act. The Presidential Records Act is very important. Bill Clinton took out in his Socks, it's called the Socks case,
I'm familiar.
where a very respected judge, a very liberal judge, but a very respected judge, ruled in favor of Bill Clinton that he was allowed to take these very important documents, conversations with world leaders, took it out in his socks, and they found them in his sock drawer, and they call it the Socks case. Other people, too. We come under the Presidential Records Act. Now, who doesn't is Mike Pence doesn't, because he was a vice president, and he has a much higher standard. Joe Biden doesn't, because he was a vice president at the time, and he was a senator. He's got thousands of documents as a senator. And even I watched a couple of Democrat senators say very strongly, there's no way he took that out from the SCIF. He's got documents, and he's fighting them like crazy. I come under the Presidential Records Act.
Now, I agree with him. I think the Presidential Records Act covers it, and I think that, he's within his rights, or was within his rights, to have these records. Still, Jack Smith and the Democrats, they don't believe so. They believe this is, a crime. And a lot of them said that during this interview with Megyn Kelly, Trump essentially admitted to a crime. I respectfully disagree. I think that what he did was he presented his defense, and I think it's a strong defense. But I do want to know what you think, so please let me know in the comments. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.